Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inspiring Best Living, where we talk about wealth creation, wellness, and well nourished soul. My name is Remi Wesley Ogude, your regular host, and I'm very happy to be back on another episode of our wealth creation series. And today we'll be talking about necessary preparation to begin your real estate investing. It's been said that the only thing that you don't need adequate preparation for is are things that are worthless, are things that are of no value. If you must embark on any journey that is very important to you, that will be very successful, then you must be ready to prepare. And this is stated in the word of Thomas Paine, who said that we obtain too lightly what we esteem too lightly. When we put adequate preparation into things we want to achieve, we'll get the very best result. And that takes me to a question that I'd like to quickly address in this episode. And the question is, why is it important for us to prepare for our real estate investing journey? Number one is to be able to prevent us from making avoidable mistakes. People make avoidable mistakes because number one, they do not set out to prepare. They just dabble into real estate investing. And this, they burn their fingers and they tell you horror stories and just pack it up and tell you real estate is not worth it. So it's so very important for us to embark on thorough preparation before we start so that we can avoid making avoidable mistakes. The second point is to reduce the fear factor. Everybody gets afraid when it comes to real estate investing. They tell you that, oh, what if I do it and I lose money? Or I've tried it before, it didn't work. I lost some money. I had some bad tenants. I didn't get bank financing. And that horror still haunts them. I want to just encourage you that if you are listening to me today, I know you might not have had control over where you have started or the past mistake or your history in terms of your wealth creation journey. But where you are, you can change your ending by gaining one or two things from this episode, and also can by reading more and making adequate preparation before you start. So fear is another reason why we need to make adequate preparation before we start, because knowledge is an antidote of fear. We'll be better equipped to start the journey. The third one is that it helps to increase our speed. When we do a lot of preparation before we start, it gives us speed. Imagine someone who is traveling, who does not have his headlights on, and the person is traveling in the night. What do you think will happen? Is either the person will stop the car or the person will have to go at a slow pace until he's able to stop the car. While the headlight is on, the person is able to see, so he can at least speed to the limit that is required in that journey. But if the person does not have any headlights, he just cannot move or will just be stuck at the place where he is until he's able to turn on the headlight. That's how it is. If somebody does not have knowledge, the person is in the dark, the person will make mistake, will take decision he or she is not supposed to take. And that's why it's so very important for us to seek knowledge. The fourth one is that it increases our chance of being successful when we do a lot of preparation. Yes, real estate is complex, real estate sometimes can be very broad, but the adequate preparation will help us to improve our chance of being successful. So the question is, what are the key preparation that we need to make even in our real estate investing journey? Number one, read. We need to read. Read about real estate. Read articles, read journals, magazines, books on real estate. And when you are reading, read materials written by investors, not just the academicians. Yes, you can get the foundational knowledge by reading the academician books, but when you read books from investors, you sure will be guided right about real estate. When I'm talking about investors, I'm talking about investors in real estate. So it's very important for us to read very well and adequately to prepare us. We get a lot of information, updates, be inspired through their success stories, and be able to know where to start, how to start. The second one is that it's important for us to understand the people that will be in our team. That's the second kind of preparation. We have to understand what types of people that must be in our team. There are different types of people that must be in our team. We need realtor who will help us to search for the right properties. If we're looking at investment, don't go and just pick any realtor. Make sure the realtor is very knowledgeable in investment. Number two, you need lawyer who will help you to take care of the legal aspect of the deal. And you need mortgage broker who will help you to source for the right financing. You need lender, the bank. You need accountant. You need so many people, but I'm just going to limit it there. You need insurance brokers and you need other people who will help you along the journey. So begin to get familiarized with the team members that you're going to need along the journey and begin to look for how you can get them. Also, you need to be familiar with the financing option which you will need at some point, even if not from the very beginning, because real estate is huge, it's capital intensive. You may not be able to afford all of the money that you need to invest in your money bank. So you want to look at your financing options. What are my financing options? Is it line of credit? Is it first mortgage? Is it getting private lending when after you have exhausted and have maxed out from bank? And that must be like a last resort to you because it's more costly than getting money from the bank. So the third one is that you must be familiar with the screening process when you want to take in tenants. I'm talking about tenant screening. Don't just get anybody into your house because tenants can make or mar your real estate business. Ensure that you do a thorough screening. Be familiar with how to do it. Also be familiar about the eviction process. Be familiar about landlord-tenant board regulations so that you know all this, and even if you have to go for eviction, you know you're going to do it appropriately. So those are some of the things you need to know. The fifth one is be familiar with the fundamentals. Location is very prime. That's one of the fundamentals you want to look at. You want to ensure that you are investing in the right place, a prime place that can easily attract tenants. You also want to look at different things that are in place in that environment. You want to be sure that there are social amenities, infrastructures, population growth. You want to be sure that around there are jobs where people can work. There are hospitals, schools, and different things, libraries, community centers, and different things that can make the lives of your tenants easy. Shopping centers not too far from there so that you don't have to travel far when you want to get things. So those are some of the preparation you need to make. The next final thing I want to quickly look at in this episode is to look at how you can start the preparation. The first thing you want to do here is to look for someone who has successfully done real estate. You can get a lot of knowledge from such a person. It can be your mentor, it can be your coach, it can be even your family members who have done it very well, who have succeeded, who you can begin to learn from. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to identify the right book that you want to read. You can ask such mentors. You can also look around. You can go to Amazon or check some online free books that you can start reading and learning on investing profitably in real estate. Another thing you want to do is to begin to prepare and master how to do underwriting. You can begin to just practice it over and over. Number crunching is so very important so that when you want to do your underwriting, you don't understate your expenses and overstate your income. You want to put in reasonable assumptions of different things that you have to factor in. Vacancy rates, you want to look at the property tax, you want to look at other costs that are very, very fixed that you must incur and ensure that you take them out of your rental income, and your rental income will be sufficient to take care of those fixed expenses. I'm not talking of the other expenses that maybe your tenant will have to pay, but at least you have some basic ones. So in practicing your underwriting, it just puts you in a very good position where you master it very well and you factor it in to ensure that you don't buy a negative cash flowing asset. So that's another thing you want to consider. The other thing you want to look at is research on the right location. Location is very important to getting a good cash flowing asset. And also you need referral to get your team members. A lot of people have asked me, how do you get your team members? And I ask them, once you start with one can introduce another one to you. For instance, I think it was our realtor that introduced our broker to us. So your broker, your realtor, you can start with that because she will help you to look for a very good house to buy. And you can begin to ask, do you know of any good mortgage broker that can use? Your realtor can introduce that to you. So once you know your broker, you can also ask the broker, do you know of any good lawyer that you can introduce to me, so on and so forth. That is, if you keep asking for referral from any member of the team, you can get good one. Number one, those people that have been referred to you have good track record. They probably have been patronized by the people who have introduced them to you. In that case, your chance of being successful or having good or building good relationship with them is high. And the chance of having a good result and outcome from the transaction is also high. So it's very important. Use referral to get your team members. Real estate is very capital intensive, I tell people. So if there's any place where you need to you make a lot of preparation, it's in real estate. When people dabble into it, they get bonds and they begin to tell different stories. But as capital intensive as it is also very rewarding. It's a black hole, very broad, very complex. But once you're able to figure out a lot of things using some of the things I've talked about in this episode and also reading more broadly, getting mentors, upgrading your skills, you'll be fine. As you start taking baby steps, you begin to grow and begin to scale up your game. Real estate is very capital intensive, but when you do your due diligence, you'll be very fine. As Jim Rohn said, that life seemingly does not wish to waste success on the unprepared. When you prepare very well, you get the best result out of it. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain today. I want you to please be reminded that this platform is to inspire you in 3 key areas: wealth creation, wellness, well-nourished. So I want you to please also know you don't have to choose between being healthy and wealthy. You can have both as icing on the cake of a well-nourished. So please remember to send this link, video, share it with your friends, family, loved ones, and those who you think can benefit from it. And also, please do subscribe by pressing the notification button so you can get more episodes coming from this channel. Till I come your way next time, I'm your regular host, Remi Wesley Ogude. Take care and bye.